So I'm not saying that what Fox News does is good or that it's neutral. It's obviously bad. I don't think you should be a propaganda arm for a political party and call yourself a news network. But um, I guess I just, you know, that's the media ecosystem that we've built. Those are the institutions we chose, right? Fox News is a privately owned news network, funded by a billionaire and for-profit entity. And so I don't know. I feel like the response to like Fox News being a propaganda outlet shouldn't be, oh, we're so disappointed in Fox News. It's like, well, no, but that's just, almost we should have more of an institutional critique if that's our problem.
I don't think either of us are disappointed in Fox News right now. I think we're disappointed in our arm of the propaganda media because they exist apparently to do also propaganda for the conservatives. Yeah. That's the thing that we're upset about right now.
No, that's what I was going to say. If we're just talking about the liberal news media, at least, again, even when it comes to the liberal news media, if there is such a thing, we could say that I feel like there certainly were softball interviews that Trump got from some liberal news anchors, but there were also some tough interviews that he got from Fox News anchors, like what's the guy's name? He's like 80 years old at this point, but he was like the guy who was at Fox News and now he's at CNN. He got a lot of credit for
Chris Wallace.
Yeah, like he was an example during Trump's.
Why do you guys always? I don't understand why you guys always do this. Josiah, I need you to translate this, or I'm going to lose my shit. Oh, no. Every single time somebody comes on to defend the insane fucking double standards, and they go, "Oh, well, no, look, this guy did this to Trump." Why do they always give examples of people whose careers were fucking obliterated for standing in Trump's way? Can you explain this to me?
Listen. Go ahead, buddy.
Well, no,
like Wallace, again, nobody in the Republican Party likes Wallace anymore, right? I don't even know if...
No, they hate his guts. They hate his guts.
Like, people are like, oh, well, what about the one time this guy stood in front of him? Oh, that guy whose career doesn't exist anymore now? Yes, thank you. That proves the point. Like, what?
No, Destiny, all I'm saying is that I expect when Trump takes office that predominantly the coverage from MSNBC, CNN, these types is going to be, pretty much entirely negative towards Trump. Like, I don't have reason to believe that these institutions are going to be like, okay, we saw like when CNN, they had that CEO who took, the CEO that CNN had for like a month who tried to make CNN this super neutral, news network. And I think he left. Yeah, like that turned out to be a total disaster because the viewers of CNN are like, we don't want neutral coverage of Trump. We want you to hate Trump,
I'm sorry. Neutral coverage of Trump would look like Trump hatred. Like TDS.
This is the issue. Yes. The issue is that like I need you to write an essay about like the meanest teacher that you had in school and Hitler, and I need you to be fair and neutral between both of them. And it's like if you include anything about like the shit that the worst, then it's like, oh well, now you're being not fair, right? This is the same issue we ran into for moderation on platforms as well. Like, oh, you're being biased against Republicans. Like, I'm sorry, like 20% of Republicans believe in fucking QAnon. Like, what the fuck is the equivalent on the left for this? Like, there is none. Like, yeah. Did you see that poll? I read it backwards because how it was even fucking, how it was displayed originally. The poll between how many people trusted the election results.
Yes.
Bro, this is unreal. That is some cold shit. That is cold shit.
It was no. The thing is, it went from like the thing is, it wasn't just that there was a difference. It was like they went from 20% approving of the election to like 95%.
That's an unbelievable. Like even a 20-point swing would be cause for significant concern. But it was like a 70-point. I was like, bro, what the fuck,
dude? What's gonna be great when the Democrats win in 2028 and then the poll goes back down to 20% immediately.
And listen. I'm sorry, but not to pat the Dems on the back, but I'm going to. The fact of the matter is, you only saw a 10% reduction. Went from 94% Dem support to 84. I mean, ideally it would be exactly the same, but 10 compared to 70, stunning.
Yeah, I mean, the Republicans definitely have a bigger problem with just generally being crazy. I would agree with that. I just think that
Anna has assured me that actually it's the opposite.
Oh my God! Look, don't even get me started on all the shit with Anna and fucking Emma Vigeland and Anna are like going back and forth on Twitter right now, and it's like the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. But anyway, no, I guess generally speaking, though, I would just expect that the predominant coverage coming out of these like more left-leaning news, environments and ecosystems, whether it be like written, New York Times, Huffington Post, or more, I don't know if you call it visual news, places like CNN or MSNBC would be, pretty negative on Trump and his policies, just because I guess, like you guys said, it is actually pretty bad stuff. But also that, the political leanings of these guys is like, well, we really don't like this stuff. It's really bad. But I could be wrong. I don't know. We could see.
Did you not see the end of that NBC Meet the Press interview? Like I bitched about this to Steven. I'll bitch about it with you, which is Kristen Welker, who fact checked Trump a couple of times. I mean, it was pretty weak shit. But the problem at the end was the way she left the interview. Like, to me, that was the most egregious part. It wasn't just the tepid fact checks and the lack of follow up. It was she shook his hand, said, "Sir, thank you so much, sir. It was an honor, sir. Thank you so much." It's like, what a
I mean, like the Morning Joe guys got criticized for substantially the same thing,
and they're hemorrhaging viewers. Fuck them. They're hemorrhaging viewers 100%.
Yeah. But Josiah, that's kind of exactly what I'm saying, is that I wouldn't be surprised if there's some examples, or not even some, like if there's like a good amount of examples of like neutral coverage, or like almost like a sane washing coverage for Trump from some of these like anchors on left-leaning news agencies. But I think that the viewership is not really going to tolerate that for very long. And we saw that with CNN, like I said, when the CEO had to get turned over so quickly because he tried to do the same thing. And the viewers are like, no, like, we're not watching you anymore. And like the market just seemed to correct that, honestly. But maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll be different. I just feel like, especially Trump, if he does what he says he's going to do, he's going to be so unpopular that negative news coverage of Trump is just going to be like in high demand. And so I don't really see why the news networks wouldn't deliver.
Why do you assume that people are even going to think that it's his fault, though?
I mean, I think in 2017 and 2018 when he first took office, and again, I'm open to, I don't know, maybe draw the link for me. Maybe things are so different now, but when Trump took office in 2017 and things were better, and also he didn't do as crazy a stuff as he's promising to do in his second term, he was still extremely unpopular.
Wait,
right?
What do you mean when, or what are you talking about in like
when he took office in 2017?
He was in terms of his popularity being unpopular, yeah, but I think it's because presidents are becoming more and more partisan, so his overall popularity was unpopular. With the Republicans, though, he's always enjoyed like pretty extensive popular support, I think. So yeah, he's been less popular with like Democrats, sure, but.
Right. But I'm saying that these Democrats, they choose particularly news agencies to interact with and to consume. And I think that these news agencies, especially in the midst of what is probably going to be a historically unpopular president, assuming Trump does what he says he's going to do, are probably going to have, overwhelmingly very negative sort of biting coverage of Trump. Obviously, with some exceptions along the way, of course. I mean,
sure. I hope that's the case. It feels like right now all the media companies like bought into all of the misinformation and have mindfucked themselves into thinking that like the election was actually a landslide loss, and they were actually totally out of touch with the American people because Trump did win the popular vote by 15 million votes, and it was like the largest landslide election, win of like the past like 100 years. Like I think it feels like all the media companies have believed this, and now they're like, oh, like we need to dramatically and completely alter our approach and just be way more friendly towards conservatives. Like, and again, I know I'm young and we're all young and, everybody's like, oh, it's always the worst it's ever been. But there have been like so many things that on their own are like the most disqualifying, insane, like even past like all the crazy J6, like the Elon Musk stuff, everything relating to that is crazy. That a private citizen bought a whole media company to leverage the entire thing to get a president elected. Like there are 7 different facets to this that on their own are all fucking insane. And like nobody cares about it. It seems like nobody's really even talking about it that much. Like but I don't know. Like, does anybody care that the richest man in the world is like, I saw Anna and go back and forth and always be like, we need to ban stock trading. We need to ban stock trading from representatives. Like, meanwhile, Elon Musk becomes $70 billion, wealthier in a single election. Right.